Hey, hello, what's going on? This is going to be a book haul video. Now, this is retaliatory, of course. Earlier this morning on Saturday, January 24th, that reading guy, I believe his name is Isaiah, posted a video called Reigniting the Hall Wars, which is in reference to a very large-scale and bloody event of BookTube's past, which we shan't speak of because there were many casualties and injuries and flayings that really divided the community. And we've since been healing from the Hall Wars, but it seems like the animosity and the vengeance are back. So I am firing my arrow into the fray, and we're going to do a book haul. Now, this book haul I did on Wednesday. I don't know what day that was, Wednesday of this week. And the reason I did it is because I was reading a book of extraordinarily bookish essays. And I was overcome with desire to go book shopping during the reading of the book. So I closed the book and I drove and I bought books, which was awesome. I had a great time. Then I went home and I kept reading the book about bookish essays. But yeah, we're about to get hit by a huge storm here in Virginia, as most people are on the East Coast. Perhaps a foot of snow? I'm not sure if my phone's weather app is the right weather app. There's so many. So, yeah, but I'm just going to get into the book haul now. We're going to start out with an Oxford classic. Everybody loves Oxford, right? Or are you a Penguin fan? I happen to believe that we can be fans of both Oxford and Penguin, but if you take sides, I'll support that viewpoint. We got Apollodorus, the Library of Greek Mythology. So Apollodorus was a writer in the, shall we say, 1st or 2nd century AD. I don't know much about him. I don't think historians do either. So I'm not going to go into a biography of him. The important thing to know about this book is that Apollodorus wrote or retold the Greek myths. How many of them? I'm also not sure, but enough for 150 pages of an Oxford World Classics. So that's that. I have prior experience with Apollodorus, actually, and that is through this book, Mythology by Edith Hamilton. I read this last year and it was awesome. But before each Greek myth that Hamilton translates or tells in mythology, she gives a little author's note on which primary source, or not primary, which ancient source she used for that story. And in a lot of the cases, Hamilton used Apollodorus over people like Ovid, Hesiod, Homer, and the like. So I'll admit, she did so very begrudgingly. She was always bemoaning the fact that she had to use Apollodorus, but the fact remains that she did use Apollodorus. So I'm happy to have this. I'm a fan of Greek mythology anyways, but that extra connection made it even more fun to find. Next up's another ancient source. We have Aristophanes, Lysistrata, and Other Plays. Now, Aristophanes is one of the 4 big Greek playwrights of the ancient period. We have the 3 tragedians in Sophocles, Aeschylus, and Euripides, of whom Sophocles is by far my favorite, and I think he can do no wrong when he is talking about Oedipus. I've had some problems with Euripides, but I haven't given him his fair due, so there's that. Aeschylus, I really liked Agamemnon. I'll say that. But I've never gotten into the king of Greek comedy, and that's Aristophanes. He has a good deal of plays, which in this volume we have Lysistrata, the Acarnanians, and the Clouds. I know there's some other famous ones like the frogs and the birds and the wasps, I think. But those aren't in here. I know there's other Penguin volumes that feature that. But I've had my eye out for Aristophanes for a long time, but I've never found an edition that I've wanted to take home. I've found lots of editions, but I've never deemed them worthy. Of course, Penguin Classics are always worthy, especially in solid condition. No writing in it. The spine is fine. It's not beaten up at all. So, yeah, Aristophanes. Very happy to find that. This next book is it's out of my range right now. It's not an imminent subject of interest. This is the Oxford History of English Literature, 1815 to 1832. Edited by Ian Jack. Now, isn't this beautiful? Look at the color and the design and the spine. Holy crap. Sorry, I don't know how to use this camera. But we'll go to the table of contents. The main area of focus, 1815 to 1832. I looked in the table of contents when I was buying it, and I saw the first 4 chapters were the literary scene in 1815, then Byron, then Shelley, then Keats. And I was like, come on, gotta buy that for $4. There's also talk of the minor poets, the Waverley romances, Hazlitt, Lamb, De Quincey, and other prose authors. And then it goes into the nonfiction of the time as well, like history, biography, autobiography, those kinds of things. 19th century literature is not where I'm headed right now, not even close, but I couldn't pass up just a beautiful book like this. And I'll keep my eye out for more entries in this Oxford History of English Literature, but I'm not optimistic that I will find any more anytime soon, unless I go to the Brattle Bookshop. Maybe. And these last 2 books are part of a 2-volume box set published by Library of America. If you're American, you should know what the Library of America is. It's a reprint line of publishing, which usually collects together a lot of famous American authors' works, whether it's novels, stories, collected nonfictions, or such. Here we have a 2023 publication by Library of America. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know what I was doing. But this is 9 classic thrillers, crime novels of the 1960s. And I'll show you here. That is the list. We have, I'll just list out the 9 authors. Frederick Brown, Dan J. Marlowe, Charles Williams, Dorothy B. Hughes, Richard Stark, Margaret Miller, Ed McBain, Chester Himes, and Patricia Highsmith. Now, I've heard about a little over half of them, I think. Not sure exactly how these specific novels were selected, but I am a big fan of crime fiction, specifically detective fiction. But I'm underread in the genre or the subgenres. So I think going through these at some point this year would be really good fun in picking authors that I like, because I know, especially Richard Stark has the Parker novels, and Ed McBain has the, 87th Precinct or something? Each of those series is like 20 books long or something. So if I find one like that I like, I know there's plenty more to go to. I'm wondering how they chose these ones, because I think The Score by Richard Stark is the 5th Parker novel, and Doll by Ed McBain is like the 20th 87th Precinct novel. It's like, why did we get the 20th one? Like, what about the first one? But I trust Library of America, so really happy to have this. This one was more expensive. I picked it up for $20 because it was a box set. But I looked on eBay and the cheapest box set online was 70 something. So it was a really good deal. And of course we got the nice shooting target, kind of reminiscent of James Bond through the revolver. Actually, no, not really. That's just a shooting target. I don't know. Why did I say that? But yeah, if you're a booktuber, consider yourself warned. This is a admission of hostility in furtherance of the Hall Wars. So yeah, have a good day. Be safe in the snow if you're near the snow, and I'll talk to you later.